A new team led by Mrs. Jocelyn Uchanda elected to take over the leadership of netball in Uganda after almost a year of handling a preparatory process. We had a constitution approved on the 21st of September after consulting back and forth, and then, of course, getting the nod of World Netball, government, and several stakeholders. So today is really a very historic day that now we have the formal, a new team, a new governing team in the form of the executive to take charge. We would like to involve slightly more stakeholders so that we have a swearing in ceremony. And I think, as many of you may have heard, we need to debrief them on a number of things. We need to prepare them. And this is part of normalization. Part of our terms of reference include providing them with support, transitional support, and ensuring that the mantle which has been entrusted with them is also very well handled. So it is our expectation that in the coming few days we will consult with World Netball and government, and then we shall have formal swearing, and then we shall invite members of the press again to be present. But I think, as you heard from Madame Uchanda's address, there's a lot of work to be done, and they seem to understand the task before them. They have some very ambitious plans, but also where netball in Uganda is right now really requires a concerted strategy that is very well explained and articulate for us to be able to fully come out of where we are at. But we're very excited that today we finally have a new executive on board. And as you can see, they'll hit the ground running, including getting a new CEO on board, having our league resume, and several other things that have been announced by Mrs. Vuchana.
The process took longer than it should have. It was expected. What were some of the challenges you faced as the normalization committee to get to this point that you're now handing netball back to its stakeholders?
Right. The process took long because we didn't want to skip some necessary consultative steps. We needed, first of all, to ensure that the new constitution is compliant with the new National Sports Act, and that took a bit of time. We also had to go back and forth to explain it to stakeholders, and as you can see, there was also a bit of pushback from some members from the old crop. And you saw that they sued us, they took us to court, challenging our work, challenging our legitimacy, questioning our mandate, and we explained all of these things to court. So it's some of these things, and there's many things in the background that also we're a little bit shy to put out in the open, because obviously the negativity was never very productive. And it's this negativity that has impacted our inability to pull off a league. Because sponsors would sign on, then they would say, look, the negative press is a bit too much, and so we really don't want our brand to be dragged through the mud. And so it's some of these things that have affected the speed at which we moved. The initial expectation was 6 months. That was pushed by another 2, and now we have requested that we use a remaining time until 31st of December to provide any transitional support. But really, our work should be ending as soon as we have the athletes committee elected, and also representatives to sit with the next team. So really, our term should be purely done, apart from the transitional support we have to provide, including, and of course, preparing a report to World Netball. And we also have to do an audit for the nearly 1 year that we've been here, so that we can account for all the funds that we've had access to, and have that chapter fully and properly closed.
As a man at the top of the whole process, where do you live? Where at the time of leaving, where is your confidence that everything left behind is in a streamline? Then, where could be your worries after departure?
That's a very key question, and that's the reason why we're not rushing with swearing people into office, because we have to do a debrief. We have to explain the importance of ensuring that what we built should not be a house of cards. The work we put in would like it to be really long-standing. And I think one of the key pillars is for people to understand the key governance provisions in the Constitution. One of the new innovations in the Constitution is a Governance and Ethics Committee, which will be providing oversight, checks and balances in ensuring that netball governance in Uganda is not, subject to the earlier processes that we saw that got the sport where it is. So we will have a serious, very detailed debrief with the team to emphasize the importance of ensuring that this beginning, this new chapter that we've just witnessed, should result in a lasting and stable federation that we're now seeing. But of course, the other important thing as well is for us to explain to the new team the steps that they will require to follow to get the license back. As you are aware, we need to have the government the government statutory instrument that will guide how the registration is going to take place fully understood. That statutory instrument is not yet out, so there's still a bit of time before the actual license is granted. And I think all these processes need to be thoroughly understood. But I think the bottom line for us is for the new executive to understand that we don't want this to be a house of cards, and we want them also to see some of the fault lines that we've noticed, including supporting them on rolling out their new plan. They have to have a new CEO on board. They need to have new premises. They have to rebrand. There's so many things that have to be done, and it's very good that Madam Uchanda understands the assignment.